and outright. Scared of my past and now for our tomorrow. I'm screaming out for my pride. I'll keep on screaming loud and clear, 'cause I don't want to see those tears. No way. I've never fallen down 'cause I've got support of the wind of destiny. Your smile is what I want to see. Know that you can depend on me. Oh, I got a blast off your pain for you and me. Come on, sorrow, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah! I'll keep streaming loud and clear, 'cause I don't want to see those tears. I think I was trying to say streaming and screaming, and I kind of mashed it together into one word. Screaming stream! That should be the new thing. Like, you know, ASMR was a thing, and nobody ever thought that that would be a thing where people would want to just be like, hey, how you doing? And just, like, you know... There you go, there's ASMR. So the next big thing is going to be screaming streams, okay? Where you just yell for like 3 hours straight. And you know what? That's actually probably going to be more difficult than ASMR, because you got to keep that, you know, got to keep that treble up for like a long period of time. And, you know, give it about 10, 15 years, and, you know, that'll be like the predominant way that you stream. Like, everybody will just be yelling things, you know? Screaming stream, let's go, yeah! I love you, Tekking, now say it back. I just did! Do you still want Barry to be sent to space? I can do it for you. Oh, it's Mr. Nimbus from Rick and Morty, Season 5, Episode 1. That's convenient. Well, if anybody could send Barry into space, yeah. No, I threw out the idea that, like, if, you know, if there was ever a possibility where, like, NASA or JAXA or any other space agency, SpaceX, contacted me and was like, hey, we want to send... Maybe not contacted me directly. Yeah, like the chairman of NASA calls me up like, hi there, Matt. We hear that you want to send a brick into space. We here at NASA are behind this 110%. But if that situation ever arose where, I don't know, maybe there was a contest where it's like, hey, guys, we're launching, like, the Voyager 3. We're launching, like, another deep space... satellite or probe. It's going to leave. It wouldn't be a satellite. It would be like leaving our solar system eventually. You know, you can enter a contest to put something in it. I would enter Barry, okay? And the idea is that, hey, you know, eventually human beings, if we get wiped out by like a nuclear war or like a meteor or get deep impacted or whatever, then Barry will still exist out there in the stars, you know? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Yeah, I have all the super chats. I have a list. We can go through them later. Do you watch Totally Not Mark's videos about One Piece arcs being mirrors of each other, and the last arc will reflect East Blue Saga? I've only seen a little bit of those. I actually watched Totally Not Mark when he reviewed the movies, because I do the One Piece movies too, which, by the way, I watched, like, I was doing so good. I was doing so good. It was like a year where I didn't talk about the movies. I ended on movie 3, and then... like, in March, I'm like, okay, I am finally gonna buckle down and I'm gonna do movie 4. And then I did. And it's like, alright, keep it rolling. Next month in April, we're gonna do movie 5. And I did. It's like, alright, keep it moving. May! I didn't do movie 6. And then June, I still didn't do movie 6. I sat down a couple weeks ago. This is the idea for my schedule. I sat down a couple weeks ago and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna watch the 6th One Piece movie. And I'm looking at how long it is, and it's about an hour and a half. And I'm like, it was like late at night. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch half of it tonight, half of it the day after, and then I'll, you know, write not a script, but I'll like write down notes, because they're movies. So I have to kind of keep track of a lot of stuff with the movies. Like, you know, this scene leads into this scene, leads into that scene. And so I sat down and watched half of it. And that was like a month and a half ago. It's like I had a plan and I dropped the ball. Oh my God. Ugh. Alright. So, Barry Sama's Journey Amongst the Stars. I think you could market that as a manga. Yeah, you probably could, yeah. I just want to see this, you know, this scenario that'll probably not play out in my head, but, like, you know, we send Barry into space, okay? Let's say it's the year, like, 2025 or something. We launch Barry into space, alright? And then, you know, eventually, I mean, it would take an absurd amount of time to leave our solar system. Like, to leave the Oort cloud, like, even if it's traveling as fast as we could possibly get it to travel, like, that would take tens of thousands of years for him to leave the solar system. Maybe even longer. But, like, there's no erosion or anything in space, so let's assume he doesn't hit a freaking quasar or a black hole or something. I want this scenario where it's like, 5 million years in the future and aliens have discovered him, and that's the only remnant of humankind left. Hey, Tekking, today's my birthday, and this stream makes it feel special. Happy birthday, Burn Zawaddle! Aw, man, too bad Dio can't wish you happy birthday, buddy. Too bad Dio can't do it. Diavolo is free. Maybe Diavolo can wish you a happy birthday, but it's not the same. It's not the freaking same. What's the purpose of this stream? The purpose of the stream is I'm trying to get back into streaming because I used to do it quite regularly, and then for like over a year, it was about a year. It was like last summer to like last month I kind of stopped streaming, other than like fan mail stuff. So I'm just trying to... This stream is my attempt to have a schedule. There you go. It's my attempt to build a little bit of a schedule in my week, where instead of just doing, whatever video I feel like, to be like, okay, all right, let's do a stream every Saturday. Let's take Wednesdays off. Let's do reviews on Sunday if there is a review. Let's do a follow-up video Monday. Trying to have a basic structure. Sunday, tomorrow, there is no One Piece chapter, unfortunately. But I have read the spoilers for the My Hero chapter, and we're not going to talk about that right here. But it is pretty fire, so I'm going to probably talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, movie 6, the animation style is very different. I think they use the same animation in movie 6, because they'll use the animation from the movies in the anime every so often. So if you see a few episodes of Thriller Bark, I think, where the animation's a little bit off-kilter, I think that's the reason why. I think it's similar animation there, but it's good. It's one of those things where if you start watching it, like if you go from watching Wano to movie 6, it's going to be very jarring, but it's a good kind of animation. It's different, but yeah, it's really cool. It's very unique. Kind of wish you did less videos a week and focus more on quality. Your videos feel like the same trend and stuff, and they have less edits and visuals. Well, I mean, like, back when I was doing Bleach videos, it was like one a week, and I had a lot more... I had less time, but I had more time to plan that one video, basically, where I kind of do miss that because I could do all these wacky skits, and I just had more, like... well, honestly, more space in my studio because everything's kind of like crammed together right now. But I had more time to plan things out because I had work and I had school, but I could plan that one video a week to be really big, And it's like now, it's like, okay, well, I need to do more content, which is good, but at the same time, it's like I have less time to really plan everything out. So, like, even the reviews don't have as many skits and things and the different tekkings that used to exist. It's just because everything's kind of like dispersed throughout the week. But yeah, I mean, like, I try to follow the basic premise of, like, okay, do the reviews Sunday, and that gives us new material from the manga. And then Monday, I'm like, all right, let's, like, unpack that a little bit more on what everything happened on Sunday. I have been going very strong with One Piece lately. I kind of want to do... It's been a while since I did a One Punch Man video. It's been a while since I talked about Dr. Stone, and that's getting really good. Dr. Stone had kind of, like, a really big moment, and I kind of want to talk about that. But yeah, I know. It's sometimes even I'll be doing videos and I'll feel like, even when because I did the Ancient Weapon video the other day, and I did an Ancient Weapon video before, but it was like way back in 2017, so I wanted to be like, alright, it's been like 4 years, like over 4 years, I want to kind of talk about the Ancient Weapons again and go more into like the mythology aspect of it. So even if it's a topic I've already done before, I kind of want to at least add something to it, because, like, for example, the swords in One Piece, right? Like, I have a big video on the channel. It's one of my most viewed videos, all about sword ranks and Meito and everything, but once again, that was filmed in, like, 2017, so we didn't know about Murakumo Giri, we didn't know about, I don't think we even know about Griffin, we didn't know what Shanks' sword's name was, we didn't know about Enma or Ame no Habakiri, so it's like, what do I do? Do I just make a whole video just redoing the whole list, just adding those new swords in, or do I make separate videos on the swords? I don't know. But, I've been doing this for like over 10 years now with the anime stuff, so I try to follow a basic premise here. Yeah, and then the Akatsuki series, I need to finish that up. Orochimaru's will be next. What if the reason Shanks doesn't want... hold up. What if the reason Shanks doesn't want to find the One Piece is because he wanted to find it with Buggy? You know what? I don't know. I feel like Shanks does want to work with Buggy again, but also Shanks, like, has his own crew at this point. So I don't think Shanks is, like, constantly holding out for Buggy, like, alone. I feel like, you know, he's an old friend, and it would be great to see him again and work with him again. But I don't think that's, like, the main reason or anything. I don't think that's, like, the reason. I don't think Shanks is really particularly interested in the One Piece. I'm ready for the Mr. Moore's Reverie. When does that start? It will start next Saturday, July 17th. Yeah, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 p.m.! Okay, so at 1 Pacific Meridian, or post-meridian. Is it Pacific Meridian or post-meridian? I think it's post-meridian. That'll be the Reverie. I'll be there at the start. It's gonna go for, like, I think over, well, definitely over 12 hours. I think it's gonna go into the next day, because it's different time zones all over the world. I know there's people that are living, like, in Australia and New Zealand, I think, that it's different time zones. But it's gonna go for a very, very long time. I'll probably stick around for at least 3 hours, maybe longer. But yeah, we'll see where it goes with Reverie. I'm excited too. It's the 9th one. It's crazy we've been doing these there was 8 of these already. So I don't know I don't know the whole itinerary. I don't know the whole plan. We'll see where it goes though. But I am pumped as well. Do you think the Nagi Nagi no Mi could cancel out the vibrations of the Gura Gura? So the Nami, the Nami Nami no Mi, you transform into Nami. The Nagi Nagi no Mi is the devil fruit of Corazon. It's the calm fruit, okay? And it lets everything be quiet. Now, it silences everything, but I don't think that cancels out vibrations or shockwaves. You could still feel vibrations, so I don't think that would cancel out the Gura Gura. I don't think it would. It's an interesting idea as an opposite, though. There's an ant that takes the head of their enemies and makes a graveyard of their heads. You know, just when you think you know all of the ant facts, you get shit like that. You know what I mean? Wow, that's pretty grisly. I need to look into that. What's your take on my Luffy will awaken his fruit to fight Blackbeard because it's a counter to the Gura Gura no Mi theory? That could be a counter of the Gura Gura because the rubber might absorb the vibrations. Although not really, because when Jinbei was explaining Fishman Karate to Luffy, the vibrations of the water inside of him did damage Luffy. Being rubber, even though his blood vessels and everything were made of rubber, didn't stop that. So I don't know if I don't know if Luffy is vibration proof is basically the premise there. Because Jinbei basically described, like, Fishman Karate as I punch you, and then the vibrations hit the water in your body and your blood and everything, and that does, like, concussive damage inside of yourself, and that's where the damage comes from. And Luffy was hurt by that. So I don't think that Luffy would be immune to the Gura Gura. The Gura Gura was described as, like, the strongest paramecia. It might not have a weakness. Not like a devil fruit opposite weakness, like the Goro Goro and the Gumu Gumu. Thoughts on CP0 kidnapping Tama at the end of Wano? That is something I've seen a while popping up. Like, they're going to kidnap Tama and use her abilities to basically make an artificial devil fruit, like Vegapunk will, to control other zones. Now, it doesn't work unless it's a smile fruit, but this is Vegapunk we're talking about. So if Vegapunk, you know, can take Kizaru's laser and throw it into robots and shit, and that's a Logia power, I guess it's not completely impossible that, you know, Vegapunk could figure out some variation of Otama's Kibi Kibi no Mi and turn it into a fruit that can control not just smiles, but actual zones, or just people in general. Like a brainwashing fruit, so to speak. If I had a chance to eat a devil fruit, it would probably be the Api Api no Mi. You could do so much stuff with that. It's, like, the best fruit. Let's see. What's the secret of my hair? I don't know. The secret of my hair is it grows out long, like I am in, like, a 2006, like, you know, freaking emo pop band, like, you know, and then I get it cut after that, and then I don't really like the way it looks when it's short, but it's growing, and I got it cut last week, and so, styling, yeah. Let's see, got some other super chats here. Love your content, take $20. Well, thank you. If you need things to do during off weeks, try a collab with other YouTubers. You don't have to make a vid every day. I don't make a vid every day. I make a vid 5 days a week, and then a stream on the 6th day. I'm gonna cough. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so there's my schedule. The problem is, I know everybody will support me about this. It's not a concern that, like, oh, if I decide to do 3 or 4 videos a week, the fans are gonna go crazy or anything. I'm not worried about that. It's the infamous YouTube algorithm, because I've done that before. I made a lot of videos, and then all of a sudden I went on vacation and I had no videos for 3 weeks. That fucked up the channel for a few weeks after. Like, it took like a month to recover from that. Like, the views, the subscribers, the revenue, like, everything tanked. And it just tanked because I didn't do a video for 3 days in a row. And like, just 3 days, that's all it took. And then it's like, the YouTube algorithm is like on fire or something. Like, he's not making videos, what are we gonna do? Kill the channel! Kill the channel! You know? That's really how it felt. It really did, because when I got back from vacation, I had to make a video the day I got back. I was tired. I got done with a flight. I was like, man, I gotta do a video though, because my channel, like, I'm looking at the freaking, like, stats, and it's just like I'm sipping my tea, and it's just like, everything's on fire, like, so I'm like, all right, well, that's the algorithm for you. Now, that was back in 2018, so maybe the algorithm, I feel like the algorithm changes like every 2 weeks. I have a feeling. It probably doesn't, but that's my impression anyway. Like, it was scary. And it took, after I got back from vacation, I had to make like a big video, like every single day for like 7 or 8 days straight to kind of recover this. You know, it was a pain. Yeah. You think Sun God Luffy will fight Moon God Enel? Yes. Let's go with that. What are your thoughts on Akame ga Kill? Do I have Akame ga Kill? No, that's Kill la Kill. Yeah, oh yeah, I know Akame ga Kill. I saw the first season of that, like, a few years ago. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't know if there was a second season or anything. I think I saw the first season. Or is that all it was? I don't know. This has been a while. This was at least a few years back. Do you think there will be a Black Tortoise mythical zone, going off of the idea of, like, the Byakko, and the Azor Dragon, and the, I think it was, like, the Vermilion Sparrow. Yeah, the 4 beasts of Chinese mythology. Since we already have Marco, who's a phoenix, who's a blue phoenix, but still. Kaido is an Azor Dragon. People think Yamato might have the Byakko Tiger mythical zone. Yeah, there could be like a mythical Black Tortoise kind of zone that turns you into like an ancient tortoise or something with like special powers or something. That'd be cool. Who's Neo from Toriko? Also, please make Toriko videos. Also, I'm doing a court case for either $16 or 16,000. I'm assuming 16,000 next Wednesday. So wish me luck. Good luck to you. I hope you win. That's great. The $16 or the 16,000, whichever. Neo is it's not the main villain of Toriko, but it's set up to be the main villain. It's like kind of the third main villain from Toriko near the end, and he only gets mentioned like in the last 50 chapters, you know? Toriko does kind of follow a little bit of the Naruto sort of thing, where it's like, this is the villain. No, actually, this person was manipulating this person the whole time and is actually the real villain. Actually, this person was manipulating this person who was manipulating this person. It's just in Toriko, I think it was done a little bit better because we have a little bit more backstory on these characters. Just not as much as like, oh yeah, Kaguya just shows up out of nowhere, you know? How does Enel breathe in space? This was something I brought up in the last video. Like, do Logias need to breathe because they're made of elements, but they still need to eat? They still have their own physical bodies. Like, they still need to eat and drink. I feel like they can die of starvation if they just don't eat. They're not, just because they're made of an element doesn't mean they can't just stop being human. So, yeah, I think that Eneru would not be able to breathe in space. But it's One Piece, so the moon probably has a breathable atmosphere. Yes. Have you heard of Samurai 8? I have, but I think it ended, right? I haven't heard of anything of Samurai 8 in quite some time, and last time I heard, I think it was going to end. I haven't really read any of it. I think I read the first chapter when it came out as like a courtesy to Kishimoto. I'd be like, alright, I like Naruto, at least at the beginning. Let's see what this new series is, and I just couldn't get into it. I think a lot of people had that problem, honestly. I don't know. I feel like there was a one-shot manga. I forget what it was called. Somebody will tell me. There was a one-shot manga that Kishimoto did. It was near the end of Naruto. It was about, like, the Mafia, right? It was like a Mafia kind of one-shot manga. I really like that. I think it would have been cool because Kishimoto did this big, bombastic, you know, shonen battle manga for 20 years. Not 20 years. It was 2000. My God, Naruto ended in 2014. That was 7 years ago. Holy shit. Mario, that was it. Yeah, it was just called Mario, not like, it's a me, Mario. No, it's Mario. Like, anyway, so I like that. I like that little one-shot he did, and I think, you know, he kind of already did his main shonen battle manga, magic powers, you know, giant, you know, world-destroying, mountain-busting attacks near the end of it, crazy magic battle system and everything. I think he already did all of that. That was like his essay on that. I would have preferred him to do something different. I would have preferred him, because I think I haven't read a lot of Samurai 8, but Samurai 8, at least the impression I got, was still very much like shonen, coming-of-age, battle manga, you know, superpowers, you know, like souls and shit, fighting and crap, you know, special power system and stuff. I would have probably liked it to go a different direction, like him to tackle a different genre. I know that could be risky too, you know, but it would be something different, you know. Is it worth it to watch My Hero Academia? Yes, I would say it is. So watch it. What if the Gumu Gumu no Mi does cancel out the vibrations? Well, if it does, then yeah, I guess it would be the natural opponent to the Gura Gura. The vessels that are made of water and stuff. Yeah, but if the water is vibrating inside of you, like, the water vibrating still has to, like, in order to do damage, the fact the water vibrates would hit your blood vessels or your organs, and that's the thing that hurts you. If Luffy has rubber organs all throughout of him, and even if the water vibrated and hit them, they shouldn't do damage, but they did. That's the thing that I'm a little concerned about here. It's not just doing the damage. Yeah, if you damage, like, the water inside of you, but it's more than that. So, yeah, this will be uploaded later, yeah. My favorite dish. I like hamburgers. Hamburgers are pretty good. Yeah, typical American answer, but I'm going to go with hamburgers on this one. There is a restaurant. It's not, like, right around here. It's called Burgatory. It's like a burgatorium. It's Burgatory. And it's on the way to Pittsburgh, and every time I drive to Pittsburgh, I drive by this place, and I always tell myself, man, I want to eat there, because everybody I know has eaten there at least once, and it's so good, and I just never get an opportunity to. So, and it's like, it's a drive. It's like an hour and a half from here. It's like a decent drive that I can't just, like, go there. I mean, I could, but it's like, you know, just drive all the way to a restaurant, then drive all the way back home. It's like a 3-hour trip. If you like a carrot, you're a furry? No, hashtag not a furry. There you go, done. That's all you need. It's purgatory, but with burgers. Yes. My favorite D&D class, the first class I did was Sorcerer in 5e, and then I've played Sorcerer before a few times. Since William has been a thing in D&D and One Piece D&D, I also really like the Rogue class, but I would say Sorcerer is still probably my bread and butter, just because I like the idea of the wild magic and stuff. Let's see here. Oh, man, we're getting a lot of... I might have to slow down the super chats here a bit. We have a lot here. I do not like lemon water or any kind of flavored water. My mom does. My mom loves the Propel water. I've tried it. I'm not a fan. I've tried a few different flavors. I just don't like the idea of having, like, an aftertaste with, like, the water, like a flavor there. I don't like that. So, I drink Deer Park water. Pretty good. I love your videos and wish you all the luck on house hunting. Thank you, Rusty. I'm Rusty. Rusty Venture. You watch Fire Force? You know, it's funny. I have a neighbor that I was just talking with last night, and he's into Fire Force, and he just finished the 2nd season. I've only seen the first few episodes. I've read the first few volumes of the manga, and so we were talking about Fire Force, though, and he really likes it. So I would love to watch Fire Force. Get done with that. Because, yeah, that was one. That's Okubo. That's the same mangaka that did Soul Eater, and I really like Soul Eater, and I've read Soul Eater a bunch of times. Yeah, we'll get the super chats. Actually, let's go do that now. So let's turn off super chats for the moment, and then I'll go through the ones here down the line. Going down the super chat line. $1 from Chef James. Thank you. Let's see. I love your videos. Thank you. It can be hard to follow the timeline of One Piece. Could you ever make a video about how long the Straw Hats are in places and doing things like weeks? 1 to 4, Luffy is here and doing this, etc. So, thanks for the $10, Garrett. Okay, so yeah, that is something that, because sometimes Oda will show, like, little things on the screen, like when the Straw Hats are sailing, they'll be like, 2 weeks after Alabasta. Like, sometimes he'll do that. More often than not, he does not, though. I don't really think Oda cares too much about the passage of time in that capacity. He's taken into account the 2-year time skip, but he never really specifies, like, how long exactly the Straw Hats were on their journey. Like, from all the time Luffy left Fuchsia Village, through the east, and the first half of the Grand Line, I don't think it was ever mentioned by the characters a single time how long that journey actually lasted up until the time skip. Okay? They never said a thing that's like, oh, I turned off Super Chats. How come there's still Super Chats? How does this happen? Okay, well, let's just keep it rolling, I guess. Okay, that's weird. But anyway, continuing. What was I gonna say? Something about, crap, I lost my train of thought. Guys, what was my train of thought? Get me back on my train of thought. I'm drifting, guys. I'm drifting from my train of thought. I'm going off into a different tangent now. I'm gonna talk about, like, I don't know, Friday the 13th, because I have a little poster over there of Jason. So, what's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? I like part 6. I mean, that's my favorite, personally. You know, that's a pretty good one. You know, part 7 I didn't really care for growing up, but part 7's pretty good. I like part 2. I like the original, like, 3 movies. The 4th one is a lot of time in One Piece. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, there we go. Oh, God, my brain is just a wandering kind of boat, adrift in the sea. So it was never mentioned by the Straw Hats, like, it's been 8 months since we started this adventure, or anything like that. So I don't think Oda particularly cares. I don't think he does. He cares about the 2-year time skip, but beyond that, I don't think we're going to go into any more detail with that. Let's see here. Alfred, what would Buggy think of Luffy when he helps open Wano, achievement Odin's dream of? Oh, Buggy would support it. Buggy and Shanks and everybody that was on Roger's crew loved Odin. So, you know, if he heard through the newspaper, like, it's due to the Straw Hat Pirates' efforts, the country of Wano is finally open to the world, I think Buggy would read that paper and be like, Odin-sama, your dream has finally been fulfilled. Now let's get the hell out of here, because, like, Marines are chasing after him. But it would be funny. Illogical. Let us buy your house. Stop complaining about the Super Chats. I'm not complaining about the Super Chats because the donations are very well expected, but I'm trying to maintain, like, a balance here, because if there's too many Super Chats, then the entire stream is just me reading Super Chats, and I want to pay attention to the regular chat a bit, and I don't want to get too many in the backlog, because the Super Chats, a lot of times, you know, some of them are just really simple, but others are, like, you know, 3 or 4 questions in, like, a single Super Chat, and I'm just trying, and I'm only on air for, like, an hour and a half. So I'm trying to manage my time here. I'm trying not to get, like, too many Super Chats, and it's like, ah, crap, I can't read them all, and then I feel bad, because I do have to leave at, after 3 today. I'm going to visit my grandparents, so I have to, or my grandfather now, because, yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I have to go after that, so I have, like, limited time today, so that's why I'm trying to just balance everything here. The job of a YouTuber. Time management is... Here's the thing. You want a tip on being a good YouTuber? I'll give you a tip right here. Learn fucking time management skills. All right? Take a class. I am not kidding on this. Right? There are classes you could take on time management skills. Those would help you immensely with this job. All right? Because otherwise you end up like this. Not fun. Good travels. Oh, thank you. Yes. But anyway, yes, so back to the Super Chats, then the regular chat, and then we'll turn on Super Chat again if I have some time. So there you go. Let's see. Love your channel. Thank you very much. That's the timeline of One Piece there. I do not drink lemon water. How often do you run? Run as in, like, run, not super often, but I go for many walks in the day. Just today, I already went for 2. I went for 1 this morning by myself, and then I took Duchess. She's getting a little older, though, so, you know, taking her for a walk. I just kind of take her around the block once, because, you know, she gets kind of winded easy. You know, she's about 11 now, so she's getting old. But, yeah, I'll go for a walk probably if I have some time left after this, and then when I get back later tonight, and I go for some late at night. You know, it's nice, as long as the weather's good. What do you think of the One Piece D&D animations I made for the campaign? Yes. Let me check just to make sure because there's a few animations that exist. All right. This is the AFY Sama's channel. Let's see. Where's the one? There's oh, do you have them on, like, a second channel? Because if you're the person I think of, because there's a few that are doing the animations. but there's the one that did the Luna and Duros one was pretty funny from the Dragon Ball Abridged. That line, that was pretty good. And then there was the one with Louis Leclerc and the mimes in the last episode. If you're the person that did those animations, that was phenomenal. That was absolutely amazing. So, a lot of people want there to be an animation of the One Piece D&D. I think I talked about this in the last stream I did. Like, it would be pretty hard to do that unless, of course, you know, we had, like, a lot of money. Like, a crap ton, like, you know, enough to, like, pay, like, Studio Madhouse or whatever. But in the meantime, these animations are pretty top level. I think I like the Luna and Duros one the best, because that synced up so well with that one line from the Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And I was actually just watching that earlier today. Ah, man. What if Usopp's slingshot ate the Gumu Gumu no Mi? How good would it be? I mean, pretty good. I mean, it would be more... I mean, it's basically the same kind of substance now with the pop greens. Like, it can get bigger, and it's, like, stretchy and malleable and stuff. So, it'd be pretty effective, yeah. Luffy420 sent you Robin and the carrot painting... Kid versus Law? Kid versus Law, that's like the Zoro-Sanji kind of fight that we're probably never going to have. Although, unlike the Zoro and Sanji thing, Kid versus Law is more likely to happen because they're on different crews. For right now, we're probably not going to get a Kid versus Law fight because they're going to both deal with Big Mom. I don't think they're so stupid that they would start fighting with each other in the middle of fighting Big Mom. I mean, Kid is very hot-headed, but you can't think of him as an idiot. I mean, he made it as far as he did into the New World. Kid is not an idiot. You know, and then Law would be more tactical with this. So, maybe eventually at some point in the story, but I don't see it happening. How excited are you for 982 episode opening? Oh, is the new opening starting? Is this the new opening, or are they just changing Dreamin' On? Because I think it would probably be about the right time for a new opening of One Piece now that we're getting into Onigashima. Yeah, that'd be cool. I didn't hear about that if we are getting a new opening. Let's see. Did you hear the creator of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, though, is making a new manga? No, I haven't heard about that. That's, hold on. That would be, Hiromu Arakawa. I was gonna say Araki, because I know it started with an A, but, yeah. These are, by the way, Full Metal Alchemist hardcover editions. Something I really recommend people pick up, because they are incredible, right? There's actually, I don't actually have all of them. I've actually kind of, I've run out of space. I ran out of space on my bookshelf, and I don't have any other, like, I can put them other places, but they'd just be a stack. I'm like, I gotta stop buying books. I'm running out of room, right? So, they're up to, like, I think volume 11 or 12. I have up to volume 8 is my last one, the one with Scar here. But these are freaking beautiful. I mean, look at these. Hold on. You got, you know, Hawkeye here. Izumi Curtis. There's Lust. That's my favorite one for obvious reasons. Then you got May. You got Scar. Then there's the first three. Yeah, I saw the trailer for Chainsaw Man. I got this one, Full Metal Alchemist. I think this one was actually maybe sent to me by Viz. Because I remember doing a crossover with Viz a couple years ago when these first started serialization, and I think they actually, like, rushed ordered me this, like, overnight, and I did a Full Metal Alchemist video. I remember doing it. Yeah, I think it was for Viz. And then 2 is Alphonse, and then you have Mustang here. So yeah, these are great though. Very high quality, the hardcover. I'm a sucker for hardcover manga. You give me hardcover manga. I have all the JoJoniums from parts 1 to 3, and I know part 4 has the hardcovers as well, but it's becoming an issue because at least paperback is easier to store than the hardcovers, you know. But yeah, so that's that. Let's see, where do we leave off here? Let's see. Yeah, but no, I haven't heard that Arakawa was making a new manga, so I'll look in. Actually, you know what? I might have heard something about this. Oh, wait, no. She did a manga after Full Metal Alchemist. I forget what that was called, but I did see that. There was an anime of that, I remember. It was about, like, a knight or something. So that's something after that. Because Full Metal Alchemist ended, like, in 2010 or 2011, right? Like, Full Metal Alchemist ended, like, over a decade ago. So I think she did another manga in the intermediate, and now she's doing like the second one after Full Metal. Yeah. Wang Zhi means prince in Chinese. Well, now we know. Silver Spoon came after Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. It was something like that. Was it really called Silver Spoon? That doesn't sound right, but that sounds like... I know she did something else after Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Do I have a Discord? No, I don't really have a Discord. I had one years ago, and it's just one of those things where I was managing a bunch of stuff at once, or I was trying to manage a bunch of stuff at once. So I think that Discord became another Discord. And, you know, if people out there want to make, like, you know, Facebook fan pages or, like, a fan base thing for me and Tekking stuff and Barry stuff, that's fine. But I kind of came to a decision. There was a point there where I felt like I had to have, like, one of every piece of social media, and it was kind of overwhelming to, like, manage everything, because it's just me here doing all this. So I think I try to make it easier for myself by just making it, okay, YouTube, Twitter, because I can manage both of those, right? And even I did Facebook too for a little while. I had YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, but then Facebook kind of fell off. And I've been doing the YouTube, Twitter thing for like a few years now, and I'm good with that. Maybe some other day, you know, I'll be like, okay, I can try doing another Discord, or I can try doing some other kind of website or something. But for right now, I'm just going to stick to YouTube and Twitter. That works best for me. If I had, it'd be different if it would be like a bigger YouTube channel that has like a whole team of people working for it. You know, like I like watching Good Mythical Morning. Like, it's not just Red and Link. You know, they have like a whole team of people. They probably have a whole specific, maybe a whole team, but like at least a few people to like handle the social media, and then another few people to handle like planning the videos for the future, and like they have a whole studio and set. Like, that would be one thing. I'm one guy. I'm just one guy. Barry helps out when he can, but it's pretty much just me, video, editing, uploading, what I'm going to do next, you know, writing down little bullet points for every video, coming up with ant facts, handling social media, doing live streams, processing fan mail, reading comments, and then I like to have some time to myself on my, like, personal life and stuff, too. So, you know, it gets a little overwhelming at times. Let's see. What's next, though? What do you think Odin did not put Thatch in Odin's flashback? Maybe he did not join the Whitebeard Pirates until after Odin left. I mean, after all, Odin joined the Whitebeard Pirates like 30 years ago, and then he left 25 years ago, or yeah, 26 years ago, 25 years ago to go with Roger. So that was a long time ago, and it really did show what the crew looked like back then. Like, Marco was on the crew ever since he was like a teenager. He was like the apprentice pirate. Vista was there pretty much since the beginning. Jozu was there pretty much since the beginning, but I guess Thatch joined later. Izo joined the same time Odin did. You know, we didn't see Blamenko. We saw King Du. King Du was there. You know, a lot of the division commanders like Fossa and King Du, they're like veterans. They're like not as old as Whitebeard, but they're pretty old. Vista too. Like, they've been in war for like 30 years on the Whitebeard Pirates, right? Yeah, so I guess Thatch just joined after, and that was how that went. Chopper versus Page 1. That can happen. Yeah, Page 1 gets up after getting one-shotted by Big Mom. He's got a concussion. He's like, oh, God, now what? And then Chopper can fight Page 1. A week into Page 1. There you go. Are you ever going to do bounty videos again? Yeah, so I had the bounty series. Whenever we find out more bounties, that's completely dependent on the One Piece story. When we find out like a big set of bounties, which we kind of did. We did find out a bounty set of the Revolutionary Army commanders, but I already talked about that in the SBS. If I can think of something else to mention, maybe we could do another bounty video. I think I did like 6 of them. Dragon's bounty will be a big one. Dragon, you know what? I would probably want to wait until we get dragons, because then I can do bounties part 7, and it'll all be about the Revolutionary Army commanders and Sabo. Koala's bounty, Hack's bounty, those would be nice to get, and then Dragon's bounty, capping it all off as like the main attraction. Maybe I'll do something like that. Another One Piece D&D SBS. Well, we just did one like 2 weeks ago for Rustage's stream. But I would love to do another one, sure. It's just, you know, we just did one, so it'll probably be a while. Let's see. I answered that one. Ant that takes the head of the enemies. I answered that one. The Reverie question. What location do you think the final battle of One Piece is most likely to take place at? Laugh-Tale, Marijois, Marineford again, or the Moon, or some other location? I would assume Laugh-Tale, because that's kind of the location everybody's trying to race towards right now. You know, could everybody get to Laugh-Tale at the same time? Maybe the Straw Hats get to Laugh-Tale, find the One Piece, and then leave, and then they have a war. Maybe God Valley resurfaces, and they fight at God Valley again. Maybe that's the thing. I do not watch Eternity or Tokyo Revengers. Sorry, I've never heard of those. I've heard of Tokyo Revengers. I've never heard of Eternity. Are you planning on reviewing Record of Ragnarok? Not at the moment, no. Let's see. I'm trying to, like, balance back and forth. Like, super chat, regular chat. Super chat, regular chat. What would Barry's fruit be? Oh, he has the power of, like, the clay fruit, because he's literally made out of hard-fired clay. Hot-fired clay. Yeah, Yamato joining, I would be all for that. We just have to see how the story's going to go, because every arc we get introduced to a character that's like, oh, is this character going to be the next Straw Hat? And Yamato might fulfill that slot right now, but we just gotta see. But I'd be alright with that, definitely. Meep. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Answered that. Toriko, yeah. Akatsuki series. Yeah, I gotta do the Orochimaru video next. That's gonna be a creepy video. I gotta buy a lot of rubber snakes for that one. Let's see. What if Bone escaped with Luffy and joined the crew? That would have been awesome. I would have loved... Okay, who's on board for Bon Clay joining the Straw Hats? Everybody's hand should be up right now. That would be so much fun, right? But Bon Clay, he's still alive. He's at New Kama Land. Maybe when the time is right, Bon Clay will free all of the prisoners of Impel Down, and they'll go and help out Luffy when they need him the most. Again, just like he showed up. Literally, Bon Clay has showed up every other time when the Straw Hats need him the most. He will be their savior. AFY Sama also sent me another question from earlier, so thanks for your donations. The same question. Let's see. Let's see. I answered that one already. Birthday stream. Congratulations. Congratulations on being another year older. Yes. Everybody's on board with this. One Punch Man video. I don't have an update on it, like when it's coming or anything like that. Time management skills, of course, but I would like to talk about it again, because there's some pretty crazy stuff that happened in the last chapter alone. The last One Punch Man video I did, I think, was the Blast video, and that was several months ago, yeah. Let's see. Do you think the reason the government wanted the Gum Gum fruit was because it belonged to one of the 20 kingdoms? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know 20 kingdoms. I was thinking more Joy Boy, and it was connected to the Void Century in some way, and the government wants to purge everything related to the Void Century. Literally everything. So even if there was a Devil Fruit that was used prominently during the Void Century, they would want to capture that and lock it away so no one could ever get the power again. They want to make sure like it never happened. Maybe it might have been by one of the 20 Kings. I think it was Joy Boy's fruit. Will Berry be available again? Each time I had to pay rent, never got the chance to buy one. The Berry plushies. Like, is Berry going to be available for, like, birthday parties and stuff? Maybe at some point in the future. Definitely not the rest of this year. I don't know if I'm going to do any other Berry merch by the end of the year. I have to talk to a person over at Teespring to see what's on the table, what options. Maybe a Berry pin or a Berry body pillow or some other things. A Berry action figure with Kung Fu grip. No, I don't know what's going to come next in the Berry line. And they might not all be Berry merch. It might be like some Tekking stuff too, but the Berry stuff will probably sell better. But yeah, I don't know when the next time they're going to be available. Let's see. Regarding yesterday's video, doesn't the Straw Hat look like Saturn? It's the god of liberation and generation, and I found it interesting. So, not yesterday's video, but maybe the video before that you're thinking of, the Ancient Weapon videos where I mention, because yesterday's video was the Rokushiki one, which I think you're maybe more referring to the Ancient Weapon video, or the just the talking about the Gumu Gumu no Mi, or the Joy Boy, the Sun God, the Nika, that video in general. So if that's the case, though, Saturn being the Straw Hat, I mean, it has a ring around it, certainly. People have, I mean, you can't really see it on the poster. You kind of can. Well, actually, Barry has his hat right here. People have mentioned, like, the Straw Hat, if you look at it from an angle, like a 2D perspective, it kind of looks like the sun rising, with the red band representing like the light being refracted as it like, you know, rises or reflected. I don't know physics, but like it looks like a sunrise, you could see, or a sunset by that extension. My microphone is wearing a straw hat. Let's see. Yeah, Yamato joining would be great. Do you think you could even remember meeting Tekking? Do you think could ever remember meeting Roger and Odin? Do you mean Frankie? I feel like that's Frankie. So Frankie never met Roger. Frankie met Odin. He was a distance away working in a scrap pile when the Roger pirates showed up. Frankie was like not even interested. He was just kind of like, I'm working on Battle Frankie #5 or whatever. I don't care about, you know, Tom's meeting some old friends. I don't care. And then Odin is the one that went over to Frankie and was just like, hey, you want to come travel with us? And Frankie's just like, not really. And people have often questioned, like, you know, how come Frankie doesn't remember Odin? And it's just like, dude, it was one time he met him when he was like 7. Wait, how old would Frankie have been? Frankie's 36 right now, right? He's 36. This would have been 25 years ago or 26 years ago, because Roger died 24 years ago. He spent a year on the island with Rouge after he, you know, so it's probably like 26. Let's just say 26 years ago. All right, so he would have been 10. Frankie would have been 10. So, like, do you remember one random person you met at age 10? Like a friend of your parents or something, like, hey, bud, this is Bill. He's a friend of the family. And Bill's like, hey there, buddy. He's like, hi. And then you go into your room and play Super Nintendo like I did, and you completely, like, you're not going to remember that shit, right? Yeah, so that makes sense, right? I don't think it's weird that he forgot. Yeah. Let's see. Luffy's enemy is Blackbeard. Roger's was Rocks. And who was Joy Boy's enemy? What if Nika is Joy Boy's enemy instead? What if he was the first Blackbeard? Oh, okay, so the Sun God was the enemy of Joy Boy. That's an interesting way to take it, but I think the Joy Boy's first enemy would have just been the world government. Or Eam. Might have just been Eam. Like, literally, Eam might be like 900 years old. Like, we don't know. Could be a ghost or a vampire or some shit. So I'm gonna say no on that. I think the idea of the Sun God Nika being the embodiment of Joy Boy's legend after centuries, after it's been passed around and changed, I think that makes more sense to me. But who knows? It could be a twist where we find out the Sun God was actually a force of evil the whole time. We don't know. But I don't think that's the way it is right now, at least the way it's presented. Yeah. And let's see here. Let me just go through this really quick, just to double check here. Could you make a video for those who want to get into My Hero Academia? What chapter should persons read when caught up on the anime? I mean, you can. I think I answered this last time, but you can check it on the wiki for like when it like cuts off with the anime and stuff. Although things have been mixed up. And can I make a video? I feel like I did. I feel like a while back I made a video on like the beginning of My Hero Academia. Like I recap the whole series. In terms of just making a video on like why you should read it, I don't know. Like I feel like that's up to a lot of people's own personal like, you know, opinion on that. Like it's subjective. Like I don't want to come off like, you know, this is My Hero. It's a great series objectively. You need to read it. It's like, if you like superhero manga, if you like slice of life crossed with slice of life, school life crossed with shonen battle mangas, pretty good characters, give it a shot. But even if you like all of those things, you might still not like My Hero Academia. You might just not get into it, you know? Read the first, you know, I would say with manga, give it like a good 20, 30 chapters, few volumes. With the anime, maybe watch the first season. But if you don't feel it, you don't feel it, and that's okay. You don't have to, you know, like it or anything. That's all right. So I guess that's why I'm not really good with doing videos like that, because the video would just be like, watch it if you want. Not a big deal if you don't. You know? How long will the stream continue? I have to leave in about 50 minutes. So that's about what we normally do. About an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, something like that. I've seen the Chainsaw Man trailer. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Does my first Game Boy still work? So, it's over here. It's not my first Game Boy. My first Game Boy was a Game Boy Color. That was a yellow Game Boy Color, so it's the same model, but this is, I bought this off eBay like 3 years ago. I do not know where the original one is. There was a time where I pretty much had to go through my entire house. I was looking for, when I first started doing videos, before I even had a YouTube channel, I had this old camera, and I think the camera's still in here. Unless, no, I put it in there. I had my old camera, right? And I would film videos of me just talking about, like, movies and television shows I liked. And I never uploaded them to YouTube. I just had them in my room. Like, that's like year zero Tekking or something like that. I was back in, like, 2008, 2009. And so, a couple years ago, I wanted to dig out those videos, those cassettes, because they were recorded on cassettes, and, like, actually, like, put them up on the channel as kind of like, hey, check out these old videos. So I dug through everything in this house, you know, the closet, the attic, the basement, every room, trying to find these damn tapes, and I couldn't find them. So that must mean they were, like, discarded, they were thrown away at some point, because I looked everywhere. I also could not find my original Game Boy in that process, so I'm assuming it's gone forever. But that's fine. I bought this. It's the same basic one. I got the Game Boy Color for my 8th birthday. It had Pokemon Gold with it. I still do have the gold cart. It's somewhere around here. And this is Pokemon Red. This is the original Pokemon Red I had, too, as a kid. It's all scribbled on with, like, pen for some reason. I don't know why I did that. But, yeah, and it still works, too. Yeah. I don't think the battery died last time I tried this. Oh, there's my webcam. There's me. Man, no backlight, huh? Took them a while to get the backlight. Did Game Boy Advance have a backlight? I don't think it did. I think the SP did. And the DS definitely did. Alright, let's play some Pokemon. Alright, continue game. I have 1 badge. I have 8 Pokemon in my Pokedex. 1 hour, 32 minutes. And I'm in Mount Moon. Listen to that Mount Moon goodness. Who else hated going into the freaking dungeons and shit in this game? Because you knew, like, even if you played the game before and you knew where you were going, it was still a pain in the ass, you know? But yeah, let's continue. What are my Pokemon? What's my layout like? Flame, that's probably my Charmander. It's a Charmeleon. Let's see, I got Mega Punch, Growl, Ember, and Leer. Okay. I got a level 5 Pidgey. The Charmeleon was level 21, by the way. I got a level 5 Pidgey. Gust, Sand Attack. This is literally the Pokemon game I played when I was a kid. Like, I guess I had finished because I definitely finished Red. I guess I finished Red and then started a new game file and then got bored and then put it away, and here we are. I must have been at least, I had to have been at least, like, at most, maybe 12 years old, you know, when I started this game, you know. Zubat's Onslaught going into caves. Yeah, I don't think you could get repels before then either, so it sucked. Alright. I have a Nidoran that I named Lanny. A Nidoran that I named Lanny. Why would I name it Lanny? After, like, Lanny Pator? From Nick Landis from Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Because that wasn't until much later. Maybe I dug this out and played it again at some point. Okay, no. Alright, this is definitely a new game, because I named a Rattata Joffrey. The fuck was I thinking? I named a Rattata Joffrey. Alright, so I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until 2012, so I must be, there's a memory here that, yeah, I must have started this after. Yeah. Can I make a video on Eden Zero? I'm not a huge fan of Eden Zero, sorry to tell you. But if you like it, that's fine. Did Kaido break Who's Who out of jail? No, it seemed to imply Who's Who broke out of jail on his own. So, yeah. You're 29? I'm 28. 28. But, yeah. Alright, so I have a Rattata named Joffrey. I have a Beedrill. Nope, just a Weedle. But I named the Weedle, I named the Weedle Bee-Bro. Implying that when it was finally, you know, a Beedrill, All right. Cool. And then I named, I have a Magikarp, which I probably got from the Mount Moon Pokemon Center, because that's where you get a Magikarp. And I named the Magikarp Dennis. So we got a crack team of Flame, Pidgey, Lanny, Bebro, Joffrey, and Dennis. And I'm going to turn this off now, and maybe towards the end of my life, I'm like 89 years old, I'm like, it's time I finally finish the Pokemons. You know? Yeah. I'll be 28 in August. Happy birthday! Have you watched Totally Not Mark's One Piece theories? No, I haven't watched that many of those. I don't watch a tremendous amount of other One Piece theory videos. Every now and then I will. But the idea is, like, I make One Piece discussions and theory videos, like, 5 days out of the week. So, you know, in my spare time, I don't typically watch other people's discussions or theories. But every now and then I do, sure. Thanks, Charles. Oh, yeah, you're the one that sent me the questions. Thanks, man. Yeah. Those are pretty cool. I might use those in the future for, like, when we're doing a longer stream or something, I could take them out and read through them. Go through some questions, because those were interesting thought experiments. Some of them was pretty cool. Yeah. Itachi video. Itachi's at the end of the Akatsuki series, whenever that will be. Will I ever interview Eiichiro Oda? I doubt. I love how you say that, like, will I ever interview Eiichiro Oda? Like, I have a decision in this process. Probably not. No, probably not. Also, the fact that I have used manga panels before in the past, and I don't think Shueisha's a big fan of that. I don't anymore, but I still don't think they're a fan of me. So, I don't think they're a fan of any YouTuber that has ever really used manga panels or anything like that. So, yeah, I doubt I would ever be able to get an audience with Oda himself. But who knows? Maybe. I don't know. It's gonna happen in the future. No, it will not. Have I seen RE0 Season 2? No, I haven't. Thanks to Trevor Arthur by becoming a new member. Yeah, movie 6 needs to be movie 6 needs to be the next thing. I think that'll be my next big project. Next big project for July. I'm dealing with some other stuff, but I need to get that movie 6 thing out, because 6 is like the one everybody's kind of waiting for because of how dark it is, you know, and how different it is from the other movies. And then it's gotta be movie 7 after that. I gotta get through movie 7, because that's the one with all of the jiggle physics with Nami and Robin's boobs. So I gotta talk about that one, you know. And then after that, they could happen. Movie 8 and 9 are like the retellings of the arcs, and then movie 10 Strong World. I'll get to those eventually, but I gotta get to movie 7 at some point. I gotta get to Nami and Robin's boob jiggling all over the movie. I gotta do that at some point, you know? Has to. Orange juice. Do you like pulp or no pulp? I like no pulp. I don't like... The other day, I had bubble tea for the first time, and I was talking to Lost Paws about this. Like, you know, I had bubble tea for the first time. He's like, you've never had bubble tea? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't even know how to drink it. He's like, yeah, it gets in your, like, the bubbles, you bite them, and there's, like, little flavors. And I'm like, yeah, it was very weird, because I'm drinking the bubble tea, and every time the bubble goes into my mouth, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to choke. Like, a natural reflex is, like, I'm going to choke, but you don't. But it's very interesting, yeah. I like bubble tea, but I don't like orange juice with no pulp. No, I like orange juice with no pulp. I don't like pulp. No pulp. Pop. No pop. Do you call soda or pop? That's a thing. It's a regional thing I've noticed. Also maybe an age thing, because a lot of old people would shop in Dollar Tree, and a lot of times they would have like the boba, not bubble. No, it was called bubble tea where I bought it. That's what Lost Paws called it too. Noble called it boba. He's like, you've never had a boba? And I'm like, do you mean bubble tea? And he's like, yeah. The place I got it, it was named Bubble Tea. But boba, I think, is the actual, like, maybe, because the place I got it was like a little restaurant, like it wasn't like a franchise or anything, so I think that's their own take on it, but it was the same thing. And I think boba might be more of the actual, like, name, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. But with the pop or soda thing, yeah, I'd be working at Dollar Tree, and like an old couple would come up to the register, and you know they'd be like, "Oh, you know, Larry, grab a pop out of the cooler there." He's like, "What kind of pop do you want, Meredith?" I'm like, "I don't know. Give me a Diet Coke, you know, or something like that." So older people would call them pop. Get a pop. I sent a package to you. You thought it was a puzzle, but it's not. Yes, so that's Nona Shadows. So that is, I actually have to go downstairs. I should get it in this episode, and I should open it on camera because I thought it was a puzzle. I didn't want to open it because it had a really fancy, like, string on it and a nice little, like a wax seal, and it looked nice, and I didn't want to, like, just rip it open and ruin it or something. I thought it was just a puzzle, but it's apparently not. So I will go and get that. You know what? I'll just go get that right now because I know where it is. And I'll come back up here, and we'll open the mystery box and see what it is, all right? I'll put us on starting soon, but I will be back in like 2 minutes. Give me a click here.
Bring it on, 'cause I'm just gonna grow up in the battle, overtake the clouds now, still burning my fire. Thunder crashes in the air, I gotta break this nightmare. For tomorrow, I'll see it through the past, the future, and the living now right. I ain't scared of my past, and now for our tomorrow, I'm screaming out for my pride. Keep on screaming loud and clear, 'cause I don't want to see those tears. No way. I've never fallen down 'cause I've been support of the wind of destiny. Your smile is what I want to see. Know that you can depend on me. Always. I got a blast off your pain for you and me. Come on, sorrow, rest in peace. And always. Bring it on, 'cause I'm just gonna grow up in the battle, overtake the clouds now, still burning my fire. Thunder crashes in the air.
All I see is this nightmare. Okay, so I'm back. I got the mystery box. So if you don't know, I got this from Noma in the last stream, a fan mail stream I did earlier this week, and it's a very nice box. It says, you know, 1502 World Map Series, and there's clearly like an older picture of the world on there, and it's wrapped in this leather and this nice little string and this nice little wax seal. And I'm like, I don't want to open this because it's like, I thought it was a puzzle because it sounds like puzzle pieces, right? So I'm like, okay, but I gotten a message from them, and they said, no, it's not a puzzle. You'll like it if you open it. I'm like, okay, so I'll open it. So here we go. What do you think's in the mystery box, everybody? And I don't want to ruin it, so let me be very careful with this. Duchess might come upstairs too. She was downstairs sleeping on the couch, and I woke her up. Also, by the way, if you want something else to do after this, because I got to leave in like half hour or so, but if you want something else to do after this, Roger's Base is doing a 12-hour-long Naruto stream. So if you're a fan of Naruto, and you got nothing else going on today, go check out Roger's stream after this. Or you could go right now. I mean, nothing really that interesting is going to happen here, unless the mystery box contains something. Alright, so... Oh, it all slides off. Okay, good. Alright, I thought I had to, like, rip off the seal or something like that. Okay. So, what do you think it is? Oh my god, you got a Millennium Puzzle. I am Autem. I finally sat down and watched all of the Millennium World arc from the anime. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! I never actually watched the whole Millennium World arc because I thought, like, it's so different from the rest of the series and they're not doing regular kind of dueling. It wouldn't have been that interesting, but I really liked it. And you know what? The 4Kids dub had to change things like the Shadow Realm again, but it was actually taken pretty seriously. I was a little worried that they were going to have, like, jokes everywhere, but no, they kept it pretty serious. The only thing that really changed with the... I'm just vamping for time, by the way, to build up suspense for this. But another thing I was really happy with was... you know, like, aside from the Shadow Realm thing, like, when characters are clearly dying, they're like, the shadows have claimed them. I'm like, okay, they're fucking dead. But, aside from that, it was done really well. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a few things in here. Alright, first we got a flower, which is not origami, but it is. It's, it feels like fabric, but it looks... Is it paper or fabric? It looks like some kind of really coarse kind of paper, but it's really cool. Yeah, this is like a really cool kind of origami. nice little flower here. Okay, got a flower. We got a bunch of little pins and stuff. Hold on. There's like, this is the stuff that was rattling around in here. I hope this stuff was supposed to rattle around, because otherwise... I hope nothing gets broken here. Oh, is it? Oh, that's so cool. All right, hold on. I dropped some stuff here. All right, so we got peak mountain playing cards, which would be very helpful for William's role-playing in D&D. Peak mountain playing cards. Feature Colorado mountains with elevations of at least 14,000 feet, known as the Four Teeners. Okay? These mountains bring beauty and thrill to all who choose to explore them. Each card represents a different mountain with minimal line art design displaying its unique shape and elevation. All right then. And then the stuff that was rattling around in here was like little bits and baubles of like, I don't even know how to describe. Some of these are clearly like pins, and other stuff is like little just gems and bits and things. So we got like, here's like a little pin. This is actually more of a button, I think. I think this is a button. We got a little button, which is a clock. We actually have 2 of these, maybe more. That would be really cool if I ever had like a steampunk time traveler cosplay. I can use these as buttons. And then a lot of these, there's like, these are like little pieces of, I don't think they're actual jade, but they look like jade. Like little bits of jade. And then like little gems like this. And then little gears. Just random little gears. Hey, you know what? Steampunk is in fashion. Anything steampunk related I can do. And then we have like a little butterfly token kind of thing here. And this is also a button, like a little brooch. There we go, brooch. If I have a jabot, I could maybe put this on my jabot. But I don't have a jabot. I need to get a jabot. Let's see here. Little diamond thingy. And a little angel. That's cool. Alright, so there's just like little bits and baubles of things. But this is cool. Check this out. This are tea leaves, like herbs for tea. Boil water, 195 degrees over that. Okay, pour over 1 teaspoon of tea, steep 5 minutes. So it's like little herbs and stuff? Isn't that cool? Yeah. And I just bought an electric kettle not too long ago, so this would be really cool for tea. Yeah. Got like herbs and spices. Mountain oolong tea, and this is sencha. I've never heard of that, but they're tea leaves. That's awesome. And inside of the tea leaf bag, we also have... Oh, we have a nifty little, we have a USB drive. That's great. It's always... When fans send me USB drives, that's always a big concern, you know? Actually, I've only gotten them a few times before. One of them was a fan from Australia. She sent me a drive, and it was just like, Tekking, thank you for being, you know, you and everything. I appreciate it, and that was very nice. But then we also have some little bits of just origami, like little starbursts. They like, look, they're made out of paper. Like, just really folded paper and whatnot. Barry is family. Electric kettles are the best. Yeah, they're great. So just little bits of stars. All right, well, thank you. And we also have a letter here, so let me open that up. Put that in there for right now. Okay. All right. And then, see, this is sealed with wax. So I don't like to open these because it breaks the seal. So let me like go around the seal actually. There we go. Read first. Do not take this letter too seriously, with the exception of the last paragraph. I can't remember if this... See, here's the thing. I can't remember if this was meant to be read on the air or not, because typically they'll send me stuff in the box or on the letter, and this is not in the actual box it came in. But hold on. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm not going to read this on air. But thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to read that. But thank you so much. Oh, that's nice. What's your favorite food? I've answered that already. But yeah. How do I send fan mail? There is a link. Go to my fan mail video, any fan mail video really, and go check that out. And it'll give you the link to my address, my P.O. box, and you can get that way, yeah. I will shed many tears at the end of OP, of course, yes. It's wholesome. It's like, you know, yeah, it's a very wholesome kind of, I'm not gonna, it's sappy. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, you know. I get letters like that sometimes, and it gets awkward because it's like, you know, I get letters that are like, hey, I like your content, and then some of them get a little bit more, you know, and it's like, you know, reading that on the air in front of an entire audience, that's like, not so much, you know, I don't like to do that. But I appreciate it, I really do. Thank you for all of the little baubles, and thank you for the box, and thank you for the tea leaves. I can try those out on my kettle, and the playing cards. Those will be very, very useful for the One Piece D&D. So yeah. Thank you. And it's very wrapped very nicely, so I will wrap that around there later and get that all back up nice and nice. How the hell do you hang up those wall scrolls? Alright, this is magic, so I want you to pay attention. It's called a nail. A nail and a hook. And that's all you need. You're actually supposed to put 2 hooks up there on the wall scroll. But I find it easier with just 1 because I can just take them down and put them back without lining up 2 different nails every day, you know. We are witnessing history. There you go, yep. Oh, by the way, if you saw that, if you saw the little indent in the wall there, I think what happened with that was when I was probably like 12, 13 years old. I had a computer up here. It was a really old computer, and I was trying to get the internet to work. We were on dial-up at that point, and it just wouldn't connect, you know. And you know how annoying dial-up was, right? It would take like forever to connect, like, and then, you know, it would be like an hour or 2 hours me messing with it, trying to get it to work, and I finally was just so frustrated. I think I punched this wall. I was like, damn it! And then I went out into the hallway where the stairs are, and I kicked the stairwell, and there's still a dent in that, too. Because the walls in this house are not... It's like drywall, guys. It's not, like, durable or anything. So, you know, you can make a dent in there pretty easily. So I think I punched this wall, and then I kicked the other wall, and it's like, yeah... I had a big rage moment from not having the dial-up internet in, like, 2006, you know, something like that. But, yeah, that's there. Oh, yeah, dial-up. You know how it goes. Oh, yeah. Tekking strong. Oh, yeah. Just be glad it wasn't, I didn't hit, like, a stud in the wall or something. That could have broken my hand. And just like, son of a internet! Ah! It's like, Mom, I gotta go to the hospital now. Yeah. Why is Super Chat turned off? Just to kind of like cover everything. I have a little bit of time left. I can turn Super Chat back on, and we could go through that, and then, yeah. Okay, so I turned Super Chat back on. You might have to refresh it. So we'll go through that a bit. Thanks to Martel for the super sticker. Yeah, we'll go through those a bit, and then we'll end it about half hour from now, 20 minutes or so. So you hockeyed your first... You hockey your fist, and you punch the wall. Yes. Yes, that's before hockey was a thing, but yes. Will I ever do Hunter x Hunter videos? I've done a few. I want to do more. I think I started a series where I was reviewing all the arcs of Hunter x Hunter, and I just kind of stopped doing that. I was thinking about Hunter x Hunter yesterday. I was thinking about it. And it's like, man, it's been a while since the last chapter, right? And it's the longest hiatus Hunter x Hunter has ever been on. I think it was January of 2019, I think, was the last chapter. So we're over 2.5 years now, probably. Yeah. You know what? Part of me thinks, and I have no idea if this is accurate or not. I have no idea. But this is just an idea that I have. What if Tagashi is just like, fuck it, and then just drawing all the chapters right now, and he's like, I'm just drawing the chapters, and then they'll be released when I'm done. Like, I'll just release them all weekly after I'm done with the whole series. That's what, I mean, it might not be the case, because there's a lot of issues with Tagashi. He has back pain, he has a lot of other issues that are, you know, making it difficult for him to finish it. Also, Dragon Quest, I think, is a common thing that people bring up, but he has some health issues, too. So, I'm thinking, like, what if he's just, like, writing a bunch of chapters, and then, like, you know what, fuck it, you know, 5 years later, here are the chapters all released weekly, and this is the rest of the series. So that way you don't have to worry about me, like, releasing 6 months and then stopping for 2 years, and then another 6 months and stopping for a year and a half. It's just like, here's everything, you know, on his own schedule, which is fine. But that might not be the case, but that's a theory I have. That's wishful thinking. I know it's wishful thinking. I know that's wishful thinking to the utmost, but hey, I really want to see the end of Hunter x Hunter, you know? Oh, God, I feel bad. But hey, his health takes precedence, okay? So it would suck, but he has to take care of himself. So it is what it is. Do I still play RuneScape? I got really into RuneScape again last year during quarantine, right when quarantine hit really bad, like the second wave, at least around here. I'm sure there's some parts of the world where it was shitty from start to still now. But around here in Pennsylvania, the first wave was pretty bad at the beginning of March of 2020. That's when lockdown hit. And then kind of around this time of last year, honestly, July, August, things started to like loosen up a bit. And then, boom, right around October, hit full force all over again. And it was right around that time when the second wave hit, when it was starting to get cold again, it was starting to become, you know, winter, that I got really back into RuneScape. I played it for about 2-3 months. I got higher level. I finished, like, all the quests that I originally did in the first run when I was, like, you know, when I was a kid. I made a new account and just started over from scratch. New account, started over from scratch. Did all the quests that I could really do. I only actually had a few quests left, but like there is a big difficulty curve with RuneScape. You get to a point where it's like, okay, the only way that you can continue this, the only way that you could get to a point where you can complete these like difficult quests, because I only had a few left. I had like the Elves series, you know, with like the Song of the Elves and stuff. I finished Recipe for Disaster. The Monkey Madness 2, I remember, was one, like, you know, Grim Tales, like the super difficult ones where you need like level 70 wood cutting or level 70 agility. Like you get to a wall where it's like, okay, in order to do this quest, you gotta have 70 wood cutting. In order to get 70 wood cutting, you gotta sit your ass down in front of this computer with your dragon axe and hack away at trees for days and days and days on end if you want to get to level 70, all right? Because it isn't going to be easy, right? And if you don't want to do that, well, I guess the game kind of stops for you. Or you could do botting, but that's frowned upon. You don't want to do that. Yeah, but I like RuneScape, yeah. Maybe I'll pick it back up again. Will you give the Boruto manga, not the anime, a fair chance? It's been constantly good. I read a little bit of the Boruto manga. Maybe I will. Maybe I will give it another chance at some point. But, you know, for right now, I'm not really super into it. But, you know, yeah, maybe I will sit down and read it. Because I did read the chapters with, well, what happened with Kurama lately. And I did like those chapters. So, yeah, maybe. I was wondering, what do you think of the series Undead Unluck? It's currently my favorite manga in Shonen Jump. I read, like, the first... It's actually... Undead Unluck is very eerily similar to how I read Chainsaw Man, where I read, like, the first 10 chapters of Chainsaw Man, and then stopped, and then one night I just read the whole damn thing. And so I read, like, the first 10 chapters of Undead Unluck. I liked it, and then went away from it. So now all that's left is for me just to sit down and just one night and just blitz through the entire series. Because it's not a long series, but I did like it from what I read. Hello from Romania. Love your work. Do you think the world government knows about the prophecy or the cleansing that they mentioned last time, or is it just a formal one like they had probably done? You know what? I think the cleansing is just something they do every few centuries when things start getting a little out of hand with pirates or the government or the kings. They decide just to have a natural disaster occur that, like, purges people, and it's like, oh no, a natural disaster! Well, what are you gonna do? You know, and then start all over from that. But I don't think... They probably know about any kind of prophecy in One Piece. They probably at least know the basics of it, I would assume. Favorite Kingdom characters? Mine's Oki. Oki is pretty cool. It's been a long time since I read Kingdom, so I don't know their names. I liked the general dude. I don't even know if he was a general. He was a general in the Wan arc. The Wei arc, not the Wan arc. The Wei arc. And so he was the guy that he helped Shin in the first arc, and then he was promoted to general in the next arc. Forget his name, but I like that dude. I don't remember the names, and especially in Kingdom, there's Chinese names and Japanese names for each character. Oki is his Japanese name. I forget what his Chinese name was. And of course, Shin is always badass. Shin is always badass. Will you ever move out of my mom's place? I hope so. Still looking. We'll see where it goes. I was looking at a house this past week. It seems promising. We'll see where it goes, you know, but that's happened with me a lot. I don't like, every time I look at a house, I don't want to get too excited and go on my stream and be like, guys, I'm moving out! I found a house! Because that's happened a lot. That's happened a lot where I've looked at a lot of houses and I've thought about it and like, should I put an offer in? Some I have put offers in, and I could always put an offer in and just not get it, because that's happened twice now. So... You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to get people too excited. Like, I'm finally moving out. Like, it's happening now. When everything is settled and, you know, it's like, okay, I found a house, thought about it, put an offer in, got accepted. And even after it gets accepted, there's still a bunch of shit that needs to be done. I need to get an inspection done. There's a lot of shit that goes into buying houses. Did you know this? I didn't know this. You know, I thought it's just like, one house, please. And then, like, here are the keys. I'm like, no. No. A lot of stuff going into buying houses. Been a big fan since 2018. Love your content. What would it take you to watch Gintama? I have a giant list of a lot of things. Like, just in this stream alone, I've been recommended, like 30 different series to read or rewatch or you know, watch again. I don't know, man. But yeah, Gintama, I hear, is like, these series, like, whenever you say something is good, I'm not saying it's not good. It's just like, it gets overwhelming, okay, when you are recommended, because that happens to me, like, every day. Every day, there's a shit ton of comments or, you know, stuff on Twitter, like, read this, watch this. I'm sure all that stuff is great. I would probably like some more than others, but it gets overwhelming sometimes, where it's just like, I don't even know where to, you know, where to even go from here, you know? It took me so long, just like, Chainsaw Man tonight, and then I finally sat down and watched Chainsaw Man, and I loved it. You know, another determining factor, though, is also the length of the series, because Chainsaw Man was like 70 chapters when I finally decided to sit down and read it. Gintama is like hundreds and hundreds of episodes. So, I mean, like, I could sit down and watch, like, the best of the best episodes. I'm sure there's, like, you know, Google, like, what are the best episodes, what are the best arcs of Gintama, and I could, you know, watch those. But, like, you know, starting an entire series, that is very, very daunting. Let's see, what else do we got here? Do you think Laugh Tale is hard to get to because you need a member of the Minks, Giants, Merfolks, or Kazuki? That might be the key. That might be the thing. You might have to have a representative from all the different races of One Piece in order to come together to, like, unlock Laugh Tale. It's conceivable. Roger had a fishman on his crew. Sunbell was his name. And there was a member of the Kozuki clan there. There was Odin, so it's possible. I've never heard you talk about the possibility... I've never heard you talk about this being a possibility about the Red Line. Do you think the Red Line could have been made with a person of the Awakening Earth fruit? It's feasible. I think the Red Line is an artificial construct, or at the very least, it wasn't there when the Earth was formed, or like a natural progression of, like, you know, continental drift or anything like that. Fast and Furious 3, Continental Drift. No, I don't think it's anything like that, but I think it might have been something the government did through an ancient weapon or a devil fruit, what you're saying, to create the Red Line. You know, I don't think it's a naturally occurring thing. You know, or if it's like natural earth, it would have been made using a devil fruit. It's possible. I like to think that it wasn't a devil fruit, but because it's a pretty large scale ability. Like, even with the other awakenings we've seen, like, affecting the entire world like that, that is big. That is getting into, like, that is kind of like what Toriko did at the end of that series, like, turning into, like, planet, galaxy, universe-busting characters. If the Uchiha clan had of just calmed the hell down, Itachi would have eventually become Hokage. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a little bit out of touch with that because I actually haven't sat down and read the whole, like, history from the second Hokage through what happened with the Uchihas. I think it's more of the second Hokage and the actions he took that led to what eventually happened. But yeah, when I do the Itachi video, I'll do a good amount of research onto all that. How is your day? Also, fan theory, how could Luffy have a paramecia that evolves making it his own variant? I don't think it would be like something like that, like paramecias becoming zones. I don't like that idea. I don't think that's the way Oda's going to go with it. But how's my day? My day's pretty good doing this. Took Duchess for a walk later, and then I'm going to go visit my grandpa after this, which I actually have to get going in the next, like, 10-ish minutes, 15 minutes. I missed somebody's super chat. All right, I'll turn off super chats again. So I know it's like back and forth with this, but I don't want to get there to be too many because I do have kind of a deadline today. I have to get done with this. And then tomorrow, as I said, we'll be doing a My Hero Academia chapter review because I read the spoilers for the next chapter. It is very, very fire. Let's see. What if Zoro was the ship's navigator? Well, the series would have lasted about 5 chapters then. They would have left Fuchsia, immediately gotten lost in a typhoon, and died. So there you go. Hello, I just wanted to say it's interesting that we get more monsters, spirits, robots, etc., but we get a lack of indigenous such as... I don't know those words. Refalluwasch? I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm sorry. But are you speaking about, like, just in One Piece, like, we get introduced to, like, you know... Like we have, like, robots now and, like, cyborgs and stuff, but, like, maybe more, like, Shandorians, like, the indigenous people of, like, certain islands. Most of the time in the One Piece world, when they go to an island, it's just, like, regular civilians. We don't really focus too much on their culture. We focus on their culture, like, the traditions and stuff of Dressrosa, which is based off of Spain, but maybe on, like, the cultures themselves. That would be cool if we got more of that, certainly. And Oda has done it before, just not super often. Like, he did it with the Shandorians. The Shandorians were a lot of Mesoamerican cultures, like the Incas, the Olmecs. The Olmecs were, like, the first culture in Mexico. The Incas were in South America, obviously. Eventually, we also have the Mayans in Mexico, or modern-day Mexico. And then the Aztecs came after all of that. The Aztecs were the civilization that existed as the Spanish came over here, the conquistadors, and they had their battles there. I think the Mayans also lasted until then, but the Olmecs were long gone by that point. And the Incas, I think... I'm not sure. I'm reading about Mesoamerican cultures right now, so I'm not sure on the timeline of the Incas. But I know a little bit more about, like, the northern cultures that were in, like, modern-day Mexico. Will you finish all the Black Bull members? Well, I did, and then Noct happened. Noct exists now, so I got to do a video on Noct. But after him, I would have had to done a video on all of them, yeah. And if a Straw Hat dies, do you think it will be, and why is it Usopp? Everybody seems to say that if a Straw Hat's going to die by the end of the story, I normally see them picking Chopper or Usopp. I get other Straw Hats from time to time, but it seems to be Chopper or Usopp are on the block for a lot of that, you know? Like, it's just like, they're gonna die. I'm like, I don't want any of the Straw Hats to die. Brook already did die. Maybe Brook will die again. Maybe he'll give up his second life to save the crew. But I don't want any of the Straw Hats to die. It's gonna be Jinbei. Jesus. I don't want Jinbei to die. I don't want anybody to die of the Straw Hats. Hey, if Carrot does not join, at least she won't die. Unless Oda kills her off screen, but Oda wouldn't do that. Let's see, I answered that one. Romania, Undead Unluck. Yeah, the Boruto manga. Maybe someday I'll give it another shot. I came up with a cool Rokushiki technique. It's called Phantom Body. It's a combination of Kamie and Soru and allows you to vibrate by molecules really fast to be intangible. So, yeah, you just said it like the Flash. Yeah, so I know the Flash could do that. I'm not huge into DC, but I know that the Flash can, like, vibrate super fast so he can, like, phase through solid matter. That seems pretty broken. Maybe if you can only use it, like, in very, very short intervals and you can't phase through certain things, but maybe that would have to be like high-end stuff, though. That would have to be like, you know, the leader of CP0 or like Eam or somebody could pull that off. For the next Pokemon Let's Play, what do you think about doing the Team Rocket version? I did see that. And do you think you'll do any JJK videos? Jujutsu Kaisen. That's another video that's on the list. I don't know about the JJK videos, but Pokemon Let's Plays I do want to continue at some point, but it would be after I get a place. Yamato's bounty if he joins the Straw Hats. Alright, so Katakuri's bounty is over 1 billion. And Shiryu's we don't know. Burgess's we don't know. Marco's is 1.3. Yamato's bounty, you know, I could see if Yamato straight up just defected from the Beast Pirates. Because I'm wondering how much the world government knows about Yamato. Because, you know, Yamato lived his entire life on Onigashima. So, you know, Kaido never let Yamato leave, really. So does the world government even really know about how strong Yamato is? Like, we don't even really know how strong Yamato is. We have an idea, but we don't know devil fruits or anything, right? So, in that situation, it would probably have to be after Yamato does something really badass. Like, just the pedigree of being son of Kaido would be enough to get at least, I feel like, 1 billion. But beyond that, it would have to be on actions. Yeah. So I'm not sure. And I think that's the last chat from the last wave we did. Okay. So let's just stay with that for right now. Sorry to everybody else that wants to send a super chat or, you know, whatever. But we'll be ending this soon in like the next 10 minutes. So, yeah, I don't want to get too overwhelmed with that. Oda stated this year that it will be the year of the red-haired man. People think that it was Shanks, but what do you think about being Kid? I think it was probably going to be Kid, because we're like halfway through the year now. Literally over halfway through the year. And we've only seen Shanks 0 times. So I think it was probably Kid. I think it was probably Kid. We're going to get a really cool moment. We've already gotten some pretty cool moments with Kid, you know, fighting Kaido and everything. But I think we're going to get a moment where Kid and Law team up and they beat the ever-loving shit out of Big Mom. And we're going to get some cool combo moves and stuff. So I think that's who we meant. What do you think about Momo and Tama becoming apprentices? This is an idea that's been thrown around a lot, too. That Momo and Tama are going to be like Shanks and Buggy were on Roger's crew, like the apprentice pirates for the Straw Hats, which would make them very similar to Roger's crew, for instance. I feel like Momo has to stay at Wano. Like, that's the whole point. Like, that's what they're fighting for right now. Like, the whole reason this giant war is there is to protect Momo and make sure he becomes the next Shogun. So I feel like it would kind of, I mean, like, maybe Hiyori could become the Shogun, but I feel like it's really setting up that it has to be Momo. It would be kind of weird if after all of this time, it's like, Momo, you could finally become Shogun, and Momo's like, nah, I want to go with the Straw Hats. Like, okay, have fun. Like, and then, I mean, Hiyori could become Shogun too, but I think it has to be Momo from what everything Oda is setting up. And Tama, I feel like Tama would stay in Wano to become a great Kunoichi and kind of be like the next Shinobu. Like, as Shinobu guarded Odin and everything, Tama would guard Momo. You know, that would basically be their dynamic. All right, that would be cool. Watching this from the can. Hope everything comes out okay. In a few different contexts for that. Who is Frankie's father? Well, Frankie's full name is Cutty Flam. So, Mr. Flam. Mr. Flam was my father. Yeah, Frankie's dad was a pirate. He was an asshole and just dumped off Frankie somewhere in the Grand Line. Yeah, not a great guy. He's probably dead now. I mean, he could be around. If Frankie's dad was alive, he probably would be like in his 70s or 80s, which would put him in William's range. Oh, I just realized not Oda, Rustage, same person. Rustage could do an arc in One Piece D&D where we meet Frankie's parents. He could do that. Because, yeah, 20 years ago, Frankie would have already been abandoned. He would have already been at Water 7. Frankie's parents might still be out there in the world somewhere. Yeah. Yes, I watch Hunter x Hunter. I've seen all of Hunter x Hunter like 3 or 4 times. I've watched that series from start to finish so many goddamn times. I have a bit of a headache. Take like an aspirin or something after this. What's the stream time? We've been streaming for an hour and 35 minutes. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna be wrapping it up now because it's like 5 minutes left, and we've been going for an hour and a half anyway. And I got to put all these books away and stuff still. So, yeah, all right. But yeah, this was a good one. Good stream. We got a little flower here. We got an origami flower. We talked about Game Boys. Let's see what else. We got a lot of questions through. Thanks to everybody for the super chats and the donations. It really means a lot. It is helping me because I am looking for a house right now. So that'll all come in handy. And hey, you know, if this is the house that I looked at recently, if this is the one, this is the one. But if not, back to it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been literally looking. I've been looking for houses since like 2017. I graduated college in 2017. That's when I kind of started looking. Seriously, like actually like getting pre-qualified, which is something I didn't know you had to do, but you have to do. And then going and looking at houses in person and having like a realtor show me around. I've been doing that for over a year, and I got to be honest with you, it is getting a little exhausting, just like it's been a year now, you know, looking at houses and like, oh, I just want it to be over, you know, kind of thing. But maybe this will be the one. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. My Hero Academia review will be out tomorrow, and next week, I don't know. Monday I usually do the follow-up, but there's no One Piece chapters, so yeah. Maybe next week, since there is no One Piece chapter, I can do some other series. Maybe we can do a Dr. Stone or a One Punch Man or a Bleach video. Maybe I could do something like that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, time management skills I do not have. Thanks for watching. Tekking signing out. Later, everybody. I have to go over here. I keep forgetting. This is the button. Bye.